Well, I really just broke a lock while recording the ghetto. RIP to that lock. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl, Glamour Girl, Erica B, and I'm back with a long-awaited lock update. Kind of like a Q&A. Get ready for me. I'm finna get ready to go to the gym. So, we'll just answer a couple of questions that I've gotten over the years. So the question that I get a lot is, how long have I been locked? So I've been locked now, it'll be 10 years in May. I actually started on 2016, May 7th, 2016. So 10 years in May. Do I ever plan on cutting them? Yes, I do want to cut my locks. It's just, they get too long, get caught in stuff and all this stuff. And it's crazy because right now they're this length in the back. They're probably like booty swishing length. And I have been, since the day that I started my locks, been saying, oh, I can't wait till they get long all the way down my back. I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. Now that they're this long, I'm thinking about cutting them. So, I don't know. The verdict is still out on that. Next question is, how often do I retighten or retwist my hair? When I was doing interlocking, I was retightening my hair every 4 to 6 weeks. Now that I'm retwisting, I'm probably still on the same regimen. Only difference is with retwisting, it takes your hair longer to kind of lock. And I have noticed that my locks are a little bit thinner at the base than they were when I was interlocking. So I could tell, like, I don't want to put y'all up in my business. I need my hair washed, but you can tell that right here, it's a little bit thinner, and then you get to the interlocked part, which is about right there. You can tell the difference. All of that's interlocked. So I think that I might start kind of doing a semi for both. So kind of mix and matching. Half the time retwist, half the time do interlocking, maybe once a year interlock. The next question is I get is, how long have I been retwisting? Oh yeah, let me do my edges. Y'all, this right here, the best, okay? It is so good for your edges. But how long have I been retwisting? I've been retwisting exclusively for the past 1.5 years. But like I said, I am thinking about just doing at least one interlocking per year and then maintaining with the retwist. I think that'll help with the thin part that I'm experiencing. But I have noticed that there are parts where there's no thinning at all, and I've been doing this for 1.5 years. So trial and error. I know, it's not really good to retwist locks this small, but it definitely saves on time. Cut down from 8 hours per session doing interlocking to 2 hours just for retwisting. Next thing is, how often do I wash my hair? Y'all, wash my hair probably every 4 weeks. It just depends on what I have going on. I live in Florida. If I am working out and exercising a lot and it's getting sweaty, I'll probably wash it more often, maybe every 2 weeks or so. But most of the time it's stretched to about 4 weeks. I really don't sweat in my head too bad. And yeah, how long does it take it to dry? My hair, if I air dry, is gonna take at least 24 hours for it to completely dry. That's if I just let it hang and air dry. If I'm doing a braid out or a twist out or something like that, it can take 2 days, maybe a little bit longer for it to dry. Next question that I get is, how have my extensions held up? So last year, it's been about 6 months or so. Got gel on my edges. I cut them off. So you may see some little straggler pieces down here that are still hanging. I'm gonna cut those off, but as far as like how they held up, they were beautiful. They lasted for a very long time. Would I do it again? Yes. I think I would just do it after I cut my hair because they were too long. Like, it was too long. My hair had grown so much, and then having that extra, it may have been an inch or two at the end, just made it feel like it was just so much longer and heavier. So a few months ago, I did go in and cut about 4 or 5 inches off my hair. Thinking about doing it again. And again, the extensions were beautiful. They lasted. The method lasted. Even then, it's about 2 years later, I still have some that are still hanging on. But yeah, I did cut most of them off. I think on the ends of these locks, maybe about this much is still extensions. The rest of this is my hair. So when I cut them, I'm thinking about going about this length. And then I might add some more extensions on the end to make it back, you know, maybe a little bit shorter than this, maybe about that long. But they were just too long. I was getting them caught on everything. And then it's crazy because it felt like as soon as I cut them, my hair just like shot off and grew back to that length. So, yeah. Next question I get is, can I style it multiple ways? As you know, if you go back and look through my page, some of my videos, they're definitely versatile. I've done braids over box braids. I've done boho braids. I've done boho twist. I've done regular 2-strand twists. You can do a braid out. I've seen people get sew-ins and quick weaves and all this stuff, wigs over their locks. So they're definitely very versatile. One of the most versatile hairstyles that I've had besides being a loose natural. Now, would I wear a wig over my locks? I have tried it. I think about it all the time. But as soon as I put that wig on, I'm ready for it to come off. So I don't know if it's the tension. I don't know if it's just because I am used to my red hair and my look. But as soon as I put a wig over my hair, it's over. I'm ready to take it off. And then, who started my locks? That's another question. These are DIY locks. So one day, it actually started because I used to do mini twists on my hair all the time. And this was back before I even knew what sister locks or micro locks or anything like that was. I used to do mini twists on my hair. That was like my favorite hairstyle, just to, protective style, just to give my hair a break when I was a loose natural. So I was doing the mini twist, and then a lady came up to me, one of my family friends, "Hey, are those sister locks?" I'm like, "What the heck are sister locks? What that mean?" Got on YouTube University and I got interested. And then at the time I was working at in a retail store at Walgreens. And this lady came in with these long, beautiful locks, and I had never seen them before. And I was like, "What are those?" She was telling me. I really went on my rabbit hole of looking through them. And then that's when I learned what they were. So after I figured out what sister locks were, I reached out to some sister lock consultants or whatever they are, and we're getting prices. My hair was pretty long, probably about mid-back, and the cheapest that I was getting was $1,200. I said, oh no. For those that don't know, back in the day, I used to do hair. So there was no hairstyle, no new creative thing, no nothing that somebody could come to me with that I would not learn how to do. So I went to my favorite spot to learn any and everything, which is YouTube University. Yes, thank God. But went to YouTube University and I was looking it up back to, there was not many videos of any content creators that were doing locks, especially not this type of locks that I was looking for, the sister locks, the micro locks. There were only 2 creators that I could find back then. That was Patience Edit, which her video is the one that I used to actually install my own locks. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but beautiful girl. She doesn't do YouTube anymore. I wish she would, but yeah, she the one that taught me how to do my inner locks. And then Devaney. Devaney, I don't remember her other name, but she's a very beautiful girl. She's a flight attendant on, and she posts flight content over here on YouTube. We actually started our locks around the same time. So I would kind of like mirror her stuff when I was watching her YouTube channel. And then another YouTuber that I used to watch, she started a little bit after mine, but her name is Dark and Lovely. Dark Knight Squad. Yeah. I've been watching her since the beginning of her journey, and it's beautiful to see her locks have grown and flourished. Same thing with Debony. Just beautiful. And I think Patience Adet, I think she's cut her locks out for multiple times, but you know, she still goes back to them. So yeah, those were my lockspirations. Yeah. And of course, there are many more that I couldn't even name on Instagram and all that. I know their faces, but I can't really think of their names. But many ladies with beautiful locks that have helped me on this journey to keep going on it, and even just inspire me with different things. Next question that I get is, how often do I moisturize my locks, or oil my scalp or anything like that? Y'all, I am a very lazy lock girl. I don't oil my scalp unless I wash my hair. So when I wash my hair, I'll oil my scalp, moisturize my locks. I really don't moisturize my locks unless I'm like getting in the pool or doing something that where, you know, like I feel like I need that extra moisture, but I really don't moisturize them. I just let them be. I moisturize them once every 2 weeks or so when I wash my hair, so not really too much. And it's been fine, no shedding. I did lose a half of a lock, but that's about it. I don't have problems with locks coming out, breaking locks tearing off or anything like that at all. My locks are really full. Next, what is my favorite lock style? Braid out, duh. Like, look at this. And y'all, this has been about 2 weeks. I left my braids in because I had some bolo braids before this style. Left my braids in for about a month. And then I took them out, and I'm still working with this beautiful braid out. So a braid out would definitely always be my go-to. Now, if I don't want to really deal with my hair and I just want to put it up or something like that, of course, braids. So that when I do feel like dealing with my hair, I can take it down and I have a braid out. So yeah, definitely a braid out, twist out, stuff like that. But yeah, I will throw some boho hair in here real quick and make it another style. And the next thing is, how often do I dye my hair? Or how long have I had my hair dyed? My hair has been dyed for 9 years, so almost as long as I've had my locks. I think I probably dyed it about 6 months after establishing my locks, which was a bad idea. I was dealing with bunching and so much stuff. Don't do that. If you're gonna do that, dye your hair first, then get your locks. Don't get your locks, and I have kind of fine hair. Don't get your locks and then decide that you want to dye your hair. Not a good idea, okay? But I've had my hair dyed for 9 years, and I always do the same color over and over and over and over and over again. I don't think I'll ever change it. But I dye my hair maybe every 4 to 6 months. It just depends. Like, this is a very long stretch. I don't think I've dyed my hair since May, June or something like that. So it's been a while. And also, if you want to see how I dye my hair, I do have that video posted, the whole process of how I do it, how I moisturize in the process. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, my hair color. Everybody asks me all the time what color this is. I don't know. So even though I do the same kind of color every single time, some brands have different or lighter colors. So it's a mixture: crimson red, cherry red, burgundy. It's just a mixture, but I do keep the same process. So, and I know what color I'm going for, so I know how to mix it to get it to what I want it to be. But the process is, I do dye my hair blonde first, a honey blonde first, and then I go in and I put the color and deposit the color into the hair. So if you want to see that, look at my video. And just to name the brands that I like, I do love the Kiss Temptation dye. It lasts a very long time. It's a semi-permanent. If I use the Cherry Bomb, I use Crimson and I use cherry cola or something like that. So those are my main three, and I mix them. But I'll do the honey blonde color, preferably the dark and lovely dye brand. I know I'm probably doing it the long way, but this is how I keep my hair color consistent. I don't know. But I dye it with the honey blonde, dark and lovely, and the Kiss Temptation semi-permanent dye. Now I'm gonna give y'all a view about, so you can see about how long my hair is now. Excuse my ghetto chair, I got a new one on the way. But you see, and it is booted swishing on it. But yeah, so I think I am gonna cut it to about right here. Maybe a little bit shorter. To about right here. But yeah. This is 9 years and how much? About 7 months? 9 years and 7 months locked. And I literally just said, I don't lose locks. How the hell? Whoa, I really just broke a lock while recording the ghetto. RIP to that lock. But other than that, yeah. These are my locks. Thank y'all for watching, and if you have any more questions or anything else you want me to answer, leave it in the comment box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, okay? And share if you want to. Share. You got a lock sister, share it. And also, you know, tag me in any lock videos, any of your lock crushes. Let me know. Put it down in the comments. Yeah, and thank y'all for watching. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Alright, bye. Now I gotta go give a funeral to my little lock baby. Say bye-bye. Her name is Josephina. Bye, Josephina. Bye, y'all.